Welcome to the Full Circle podcast with Julie, Glenn, and Phil. You are now tuned in to the Full Circle frequency.
Hello and welcome to the Full Circle podcast.
We are in Nantwich today at the Elevate Your Mind, Body and Spirit show with Dyhan. So we've been invited back. This is the second time this year that we've been back. So we're back here in March.
It's at the Nantwich Civic Centre. That's where we are located currently.
So we're up early with the larks this morning, weren't we?
Oh,
definitely, and we lost an hour, is that right?
We gained an hour actually.
We gained an hour, but
You fall back, you spring forward. So we've had an extra hour in bed.
I don't feel like I have at all. 6 a.m.
So up early and we're ready to catch the worm,
Yeah.
I suppose. Some fantastic, we've already been talking to a few different people today. Some fantastic new people as well to talk to. Will behind us with some fantastic different crystals.
Some sound healing as well, isn't there?
Yeah, different types.
The music today.
The frequency healing modalities, mediums. And I think there's music as well, some chants as well this afternoon at quarter past 1.
Yeah, so looking forward to that actually, because I think the person that is leading that was actually, his roots are in rock music.
Oh,
nice.
Well.
So
that'll be really interesting.
Oh, well.
There's some nice music in the background as well.
Yeah. So I've got a few old faces here, not old, but old
familiar
friends.
faces.
Familiar faces. Rich is just here. Rich Odoms is just behind us. And a couple of people that we spoke to last time as well. So Sunshine Holistic Therapist is here. She's just been going around raising the energies, hasn't she?
Yeah, and we've been laughing at him, having a bit of a joke.
Yeah. But we need to get a crack on because we've got a lot to do.
We have, yeah.
We've got to pack it all into one day today. So
we have indeed.
So let's get cracking.
And we'll see you all very soon.
We'll update you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What am I manifesting if my thoughts aren't positive?
Negative thoughts.
Yeah, I'm manifesting more of what I don't want. So if you see number 1, you're manifesting. Number 1 and number 2 is like just pay attention. You want to make sure that you're manifesting what you want to manifest in your life. When you see 4s, particularly if you see 444, you should really stop at that moment and think, what was I thinking then? And if it's negative, change it to something positive. Because you manifest it in quite a powerful way. The angels are telling you they're with you, but 444 is like, stop, it's a heads up, stop. What are you thinking now? Change it, make sure you keep your thoughts positive. So if you know there's something that you want to manifest in your life, and you keep seeing angel numbers, do you see any patterns in numbers? 1111, okay. So you are manifesting. We all have an incredible power in us to manifest, but that is really, really important that we keep our mind positive. It's so easy that there's a wonderful story where this man found a magic lamp and he rubs it and he gets a wish, and he wants a beautiful wife. So he rubs the lamp and the beautiful wife comes, and then he wants a big house. And he rubs the lamp again and the big house comes. And he wants pots of money. Pots and pots of money. Rubs the lamp and the pots of money come. But the next minute he thinks, excuse me, I'm not worthy of all this. And suddenly everything goes poof and disappears. And that's what we do a lot of the time when we worry about things that we don't have. So the idea with the angel numbers is it's a little reminder, the angels telling us that they're with us and that we're manifesting. Lots of people see the 1s, lots of people see the 4s, and the different numbers all have something different, that different meanings to them. The angels communicate with us in lots and lots of different ways, and numbers is one of them. You will see signs all around you as well. So we see things like the feathers. We'll see a bird that comes into our garden all the time, maybe the robins. That's your signs from spirit that your loved ones are with you. You'll smell people's favourite perfumes and that kind of thing. And it all tells you that your loved ones in spirit are with you, you're not on your own. A lot of times. Sorry?
Butterflies.
Butterflies is another one.
Massive
Fantastic.
one. Yeah.
Sign of transformation, the butterflies as well. So that's, your loved ones are with you, but that's also a sign for you that you are changing, that you are becoming the person that you always wanted to be. Now, your little sheets that you've got with you, I'm going to do a little meditation with you, okay? Pick your card up. All of my cards are begun with Reiki, and Reiki is a very beautiful, gentle, healing energy. It works on whether you believe it or not, it goes where it needs to. So when you hold my cards, we're going to do a little meditation, and you're going to receive some of that Reiki energy through the card, okay? So just sit back, relax, close your eyes for a moment. Just relax and concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. When concentrating on our breathing, we can't think about our troubles and our problems. Just think, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, and breathe out all of the stresses and tensions of your day. Then slowly breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 6. So in for 4 and out for 6. Allow your breathing to return to normal. If any thoughts intrude, simply concentrate on your breathing. Imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and going all the way down into the ground. As you breathe out, imagine that any stresses, negative thoughts, or negative energy is being taken down into the earth through the roots to be healed and transformed. Feel the card in your hands and focus on what you need to heal in your life right now. Feel the heat of the Reiki energy flowing from the image into your body. In your mind, ask the angels and the healing Reiki energy to grant you perfect healing and protection for your highest good. I ask for healing for myself today, for my highest possible good, especially for. Now imagine a beautiful, transparent, white cocoon of light coming up from your feet and surrounding your body to heal and protect you. Now imagine a beautiful, white, healing light entering through the top of your head and filling your head with beautiful, white, healing lights. travelling down through your body and healing every cell within your body. Concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the Reiki within you and the angels surrounding you. The angels are here to bring you perfect healing, here to bring you peace, here to take your cares away, to make your worries cease, to lift you up on angels' wings just for a little while, to carry all your burdens, take your cares away and make you smile, give you strength and make you smile. Release all of your troubles and worries to the angels and know that you are cared for unconditionally. Allow the peace of the angels to touch you and fill you and heal you on all levels, mentally, physically and emotionally. You are held, loved and supported. Feel all of your worries, stress and tension draining away through the roots in your feet to be healed and transformed. Imagine the roots closing up and going back into your feet. Now thank the angels and the beautiful Reiki energy for this healing. Ask them to remain with you for as long as you need them to. And when you are ready, feel your feet on the floor, your bum on the seat. Have a little stretch and wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes and look at yourself first. And go about your day knowing that you are blessed with the healing energy of Reiki and the angels.
So, we are with our first guest today, Crystal Will. Good morning.
Good morning.
Will, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks.
Good. Yeah. So, Will, this is the first time we've met, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
First time you've been with us on the podcast. Tell us about what you're doing, Will, today.
Yeah, well, I'm presenting my crystals here today. I like to arrange them by shape, colour and energy. I'm more about the natural form in the crystals, but I do realise that there is a market out there for polished items, and not every crystal comes in a finished form. So, got to have room for all. But yeah, my passion lies behind the structured crystal, the one that's come out of the ground. It's been cleaned, and it's here, a work of art. Yeah,
you have some stunning pieces, Will. Can you tell us about can you point out some of your favourite pieces that you have?
Yeah, well, I mean, a piece like this, which is quite rare, even people at sort of real crystal shows would struggle to sort of understand what it was. So this is a Gwindal quartz from Shaman KPK, Pakistan. It's 3 Gwindal quartz all on top of each other.
Yeah.
And the thing about a Gwindal is the sideways growth form of the quartz. And it's also twisted, so it sort of twists. So these are found in the higher alpine regions around the world.
Yes.
So France and Italy, France and Switzerland have some amazing pieces. But if I was going to go for one of my personal favourites at the moment, it'd be something like this Gobi Desert agate. An eye agate from the Gobi Desert. All of these pieces here, polished by the winds and sands of the Gobi Desert.
Yeah.
Just found in situ. And here they are. There's not much cleaning needed either, because fine sand is a great cleaner.
It's abrasive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And the winds whip across there. So a piece like this is found in the mountains of the Gobi Desert, like a vein form. So there's various different forms. I also like to work with carvers in Bali. So we've got some Balinese carvers who work with us. The Whitby Jet is a bit of a nod to Yorkshire because that's where I live. So Whitby having the premium form of jet in the world. We collect this and send it out to Bali with designs.
What stones are in the eyes here?
They're rubies.
Right.
So if you get a UV light, they really sing there's a ruby.
Right.
We work with different crystals to sort of embellish and add.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a note. My favourite is quartz, but kunzite's another one that's very important. So, I mean, from a healing perspective or from even a mineralogical perspective, it's sort of one of the highest contents of lithium.
Yes.
It's a mood stabilizer in there, but really it's all about the rebalance of the self, the cleansing of the self from others' attachments. Kunzite's something I'm very passionate about. So I like to have some really special pieces of kunzite. It's a very important crystal to me.
Yes, yeah.
But, all in all, I like to do grids with the crystals, to work with the land. To give back to the land, to honour, not go with any idea, just live and breathe that moment and just sort of try and interpret what's required.
Can you tell me a little bit about your path to finding and working with crystals?
Many years ago, I like many of us, I was an intrigued sort of rock finder, always had my head down, looking in rock pools, looking on the beach for interesting stones, interesting things. I like to look for mushrooms as well, to photograph them. And I do forage quite a few now, I'm more knowledgeable. But my journey with crystals, I think my first recollection was of the energy, and my energetic connection to them was a little piece of meteorite I found in one of my favourite crystal shops in Leeds, Global Tribe. Amazing place, amazing people, and these people there. Got this meteorite. I've walked up from work. It's a bit of a steep hill. This stone, when I left. I didn't buy it. I walked back, and even though I was going down the hill, it felt like I was going a straight line. One of the most incredible experiences. And after that, I realised that I actually had a real connection to crystals, and that they really spoke to me. All at different times. It was always a different crystal. But that sort of got me into doing shows, doing talks on crystals about their energies.
Yeah.
And now I come from a very different perspective. I don't prompt anything. I don't suggest the energies of any. I just want people to come and see, witness the beauty of the crystals, be it artistic beauty of the crystal. The colour of a crystal is very powerful.
Yes, yeah.
And energetically. So when they're coming here, it's more of a scanning exercise to see what calls to them, because that's where the real power is, away from the logical mind and just into an interaction of the presence with a crystal.
It's lovely. Good. Will, if people wanted to get in touch with you, is there a place where people can get in touch with you?
Well, I'm known as Crystal Will on Facebook, or Will Austin. Then on Instagram, it's Crystal Will Gaia's Art. And I've got an Etsy shop, which is still my old name, Gaia's Art, because I'm very sort of passionate about sort of giving back to Gaia, acknowledging everything this earth gives to us. So, it's still in my heart.
Fab, thank you.
Yeah.
Will, it's been a pleasure, thank you, and we'll catch up with you very soon as well.
Good morning, I'm here with Beverly at Pure Crystals with your lovely store with a fantastic quality, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
Crystals there. So, how did you get into crystals, first of all?
Oh, many years ago, probably about 2006, I was at a low ebb and I just felt that I needed something, and somebody actually bought me 2 crystals.
Right.
And it was a rose quartz and an amethyst.
Nice.
And it was just then I really felt the energies from those crystals, and then it took me a few years, and then I started to buy more crystals, and I was drawn to energy healing, Reiki, crystal healing, and all of that. And then when I was doing my crystal healing, people wanted to buy crystals, and there was nowhere locally that sold them.
Okay.
So I started to sell a few. So So that was 7 years ago.
Right.
And I've been running pop-up shops in Alsager locally for 6 years. And then over the past, that was once a month. And then over the past 5 months, I've opened a physical shop in Alsager. So I've now got more crystals on display and a shop full of crystals.
So the pop-up shops, can you explain what they are?
So they were when I would just attend this shop in Alsager where I'm based now.
Okay.
It was in the studio upstairs where I would just turn up once a month with the crystals.
With the crystals, yeah.
So
like a portable shop.
Yeah, like a portable shop, but now I've actually got a physical shop that I'm open 4 days a week from Wednesday to Saturday. And it's beautiful because I'm in a lovely space as well.
And you're surrounded with the crystals.
I'm surrounded with the crystals, and I also use that space for other things that I do. I do sound healing.
Right, I was just going to ask you.
Yeah.
So presumably you've done your Reiki, your sound healing, and you do that as well.
Yes.
One-to-ones.
And
things
groups,
like that.
and
do you
group
do
sessions.
sound healing sessions as well?
Yes, I do. I do sound healing sessions 2 nights a week
Okay,
in the same
busy.
venue. Yeah, very busy in the same venue, and I guide some meditation and a sound healing. It's crystals are my thing, so I use the crystal singing bowls.
Yes.
For that.
I noticed that on your banner there. At the back.
Yeah. So
you do all this yourself then?
I do. Yeah. And my husband does help me with the setting up when I come to these events and stuff, but other than that, it's me. Yeah.
And I believe it's your first time here at this particular show.
Yes, I've not been to Nantwich before. I've attended the events that Dyhan does in Alsager.
Okay.
But not this one, and it's been lovely to meet different people that have been coming in, and also the other traders here. It's lovely.
It's a nice vibe, isn't it?
It's a very beautiful vibe. It is. It's lovely.
Okay, so if they want to find you, where can they find you? Have you got a website?
Don't go on my website, no. But if they go on social media, Pure Crystals Water Bottles, and they can find out all the details of where I'm based in Alsager, and just get my details.
Is that your Facebook page?
Yes, my Facebook and Instagram. Yes,
Okay. Marvellous. So, I hope you have a wonderful day today. You've got some really nice quality crystals.
Thank you.
Really like that yellow fluorite. So, thank you for chatting with us today.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Hello, well I'm joined with Beverly from Cuba Healing and Cuba Academy. Hi Beverly, lovely to meet you on here.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for agreeing for us to interview you today. I'm intrigued because you was just telling us that you've got a book that you've published and you've written yourself. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So it's called Perspectives. It's basically my story, but the whole reason why I wrote the book was to inspire people really to follow through on their life path, whatever it is they want to do. I grew up in Bolton. I had a little bit of a difficult time when I was younger, but I was always led onto this spiritual path, even from being 12 years old when I went to my first spiritualist church.
Wow.
And I just went in with my 24 pence bus fare, and the lady said to me on the door, she said, "Oh, it's 50 pence." And I said, "Oh, I haven't got 50p.
Yeah.
She said, "I've only got my 12 pence bus fare home." She said, "Oh, never mind, love, come in and sit down." So I sat down, and the lady came to me, the medium on the platform that day, and she said, "You're going to be stood here doing what I'm doing." And like I say, I was only 12. My mum always says to me, "Well, what was I doing? Like, where was I?" Because I literally went on my own.
Wow, that's some bravery at 12 to do that. So
and
there
I
must have been
sat
a call in there.
I think there was, yeah. Not long after that, I went to Camelot, and my mum had given me £10 to spend on anything I wanted, and I went into the gift shop and bought a pack of tarot cards.
Wow.
So it was, for some reason, it was just always my path. I started doing readings at the age of about 17. I'm 48 now, so over the years I trained at the Arthur Findlay College. I've just kind of really developed, and the beauty I think of mediumship and spirituality is you're just always learning.
Definitely, yeah.
So the book's kind of about that, but it's also a lot more, and I think if somebody is on a path or they're even having a difficult time, they want to learn about forgiveness, they want to learn about spirit guides, they want to know about my crazy childhood and travelling, and I lived in Spain, Portugal. then it's a good book.
Brilliant. So it's all in there, your backstory, and also some help and guidance to help people to maybe that are inclined to follow your footsteps. That is there in the book. Fantastic.
The comments that I get on Amazon and people that have read it is that it's very raw, and I haven't held anything back.
It's nice to see that transparency in a book, isn't it, as well? But can I ask you, how long did it take you to construct this book? Obviously, it's an ongoing process with it being part of your life story there. But in terms of fitting that time in to sit down and put the words to paper or, to screen, I mean, what sort of time frame did that take?
Do you know, when I was 7 years old, I met Roald Dahl. Right,
Whoa.
He came to our local library.
That's amazing.
And I think he was reading James and the Giant Peach.
What a story.
And I put my hand up and I said, I've got a question. I want to be a writer. What advice can you give me? And I was only 7. And he said, don't write a book until you're in your 40s because you won't have had enough experience of life. Well, for some reason, I think that planted a seed in my head.
Yeah.
Many times in my life, I started to write a book. And then when I was 42, I was living in Spain at the time, and I just sat down and I just started writing, and I literally finished it in 3 months.
Wow.
And I could not stop writing. It was just the right time. But to be honest with you, if I was going to write it again now, it would probably be a completely different book because it's called Perspectives, and I think your perspective changes daily.
It does, yeah. Sometimes within the second, isn't it? You know, we pick up on vibrations around us, and so we react upon that.
Exactly. So I think I'd love to write the follow-up now, but I think it'll be a completely different book because I'm a different person, because we're always different, aren't we?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, thank you for agreeing to chat with us today.
Thank you.
Have you got a website, or how can people find you if they want to purchase your book? Can you name the book?
Yeah, so the book's called Perspectives, From Self-Sabotage to Self-Love, and it's available on Amazon worldwide. I've also written another little book, which is an illustrated book called The Lady with the Sack, which is just a little fun self-help book with illustrations.
That's good to know,
My website is cubahealth.com, which is spelled KHUBA health.com. And so you can find it all on there.
Brilliant. Well, Beverly, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and you have a fantastic day today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
We are with Marianne from Bee and Bumble. Hello.
Yes, hello.
It is such a pleasure to meet you. It's the first time we've met today,
yes,
isn't
it is,
as well? So, Marianne, tell us about what you're doing here on your stall today.
Well, I make macrame jewellery, so I hand wrap using micro macrame techniques. I started doing it when I was about 8 or 9. My mum's a medium, so I've been around crystals and magic literally my whole life. So it's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's not just about making a piece that looks beautiful, but it's making a piece with the intention behind it. So when I'm making a piece, it's each knot that I tie is like doing the rosary beads. Like with every bead, you say a prayer. With me, with every knot that I tie, it's setting an intention into the piece.
Lovely, yeah. Tell us about the piece that you're wearing today.
This piece was actually a really personal piece to me. It's malachite, obsidian, and preonite. So it's all about connection to fairy energy. It's opening my heart chakra, heart healing, and the protection of the obsidian as well. So it was the energies that I'm working with at the moment.
Have you got a favourite piece with you today?
Oh, I think at the moment obviously I love obsidian, so I love the red jasper.
Yeah.
Which is the red jasper, smoky quartz and obsidian, and this piece is all about stability and strength, and again that protection from negative energies. So it's just the smoky quartzes are just full of rainbows and just so beautiful.
So you've grown up in a spiritual household.
Yes,
then.
I have very
Can
much.
Can you tell us a bit about your own path into spirituality?
Well, it's been quite a funny path. I grew up around, like I said, my mum's a medium, so I grew up and we did sweat lodges, and we had teepees in the summer, and it was very much around magic and nature. Then I grew up, became a mum and a wife, and I did lose my path for quite a long time. It felt like it wasn't something that I could do as a grown-up. So I really did lose myself. But then I had my fourth little boy, and I felt really lost, and I started to come back to myself, and I started doing my yoga and my meditation again, and I started carrying the crystals that I had when I was 8 or 9, and I just started to feel that peace coming back in within me. And from that, I started creating again, and that was around COVID time, and since then it's just really took off. I started with friends and family, and then it just turned into the business, and it's just grown naturally from there.
Yes, that's lovely. That's lovely. Where can people find you?
So I do a lot of events. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I do have an Etsy shop, but at the moment with Christmas, the Etsy shop's closed down at the moment with so many events coming up. But I do story sales on Instagram and live sales. And people can DM me because I do bespoke orders as well. With the bespoke orders, it's very much a personal service because I handpick all the crystals that I use. I can work with whatever healing needs that you need, so whether there's a particular crystal that you're using at the time or a particular energy you want to bring in. I do intuitive guidance as well. It's very much a personal service that you're involved with, so I can send pictures and videos, and it is a lovely little experience to go through.
That's nice. Now, I've not asked this question of anybody yet, Glenn, but can you tell me one thing that you are grateful for this today or this weekend?
I'm grateful for the experience of being here. This is actually one of the largest events that I've done. So I think being around such like-minded people and just meeting some beautiful souls is just, I'm so grateful to be here and experience that and connect with some really lovely people.
Lovely, thank you.
Hi there, well I'm with Sue from Aura Soma, and I'd like to know a little bit more about that name, if you could share that with us, please, Sue.
Aura Soma. Aura Soma is a soul purpose system. It was created many, many years ago by a lady called Vicky Wall, who was the 7th child of the 7th child, and she amazingly made this system through meditation. So you are the colours that you choose. It's a non-intrusive system. You come along to a practitioner like myself, who's been trained through the Aura Soma Academy, and we do a consultation with you. You choose 4 bottles. We interpret those bottles with you as to what your colour ray is, the obstacles around you, where you're going, everything like that. And together we make a recommendation of what we feel can help you move forward if you work with your Soma system. So that's a very brief thing. It's got each bottle. If I just pick a bottle up.
Yeah, sure. You want to show the viewers?
Each bottle has 49 plant herb extracts, crystals, crystal energies, water and oil, and then you shake it to make an overall colour.
I was going to say, that's interesting how it's split, like the oil and water sort of system.
So it basically, you've got 3 colours, not the 2, only the 2 you see, and then it goes into another colour. Okay, and then we make a recommendation of where you feel intuitively you need to apply it to the body, and it starts to make the changes within you.
Fantastic. And so what sort of fragrances would each one emit?
Depends what plant extracts have been put in, what flower extracts have been put in, and everything. They've all got a subtle smell. It's not a abundant smell, it's a subtle smell.
Fantastic.
And then we do different things like room sprays and all sorts of different things to support you in your day-to-day life.
Room sprays, not sprays. Room sprays and protective sprays are very interesting around the aura.
Yeah, that's
especially doing sacred ceremonies before the guests come in.
So we use archangel sprays, we use quintessences, pomander sprays to clear the energies in the room and hold the energies as well. So it's absolutely amazing. I use them in my therapy rooms. I use them when I'm doing my other type of readings as well. I've also used them when I'm healing animals, especially because if you're dealing with horses, which I deal with, they can get very stressed. So if you spray the stable through first, it actually brings the energies down for them, and they're a lot calmer.
So you mentioned horses there. Is this something where you connect in with the horse and you have a conversation with.
Yeah, so a bit of a
through your
story about a
sensitivity.
horse.
Yeah.
I met a horse quite a few years ago now that had a very, very bad leg.
Okay.
And he'd seen the vets and everything like that. He was an oldish boy, and his name is Zarius. And I asked if I could do some work with him.
Yeah.
Because I'd got to do a portfolio for Orosoma for the Academy showing what I'd done. So they said yes, because we're probably going to lose him at the end of the summer period anyway,
dear.
because of his leg. We couldn't get it better. So I ended up doing a lot of energy work with him, but I then got into doing the Orosoma with him, and I used a bottle on him, Orosoma bottle, and with the support of that and the energy healing, we got him back into work. And
amazing.
I've got that horse now. He's 27 now, and he's still being ridden daily, and I still look after him all the time. So yeah, for a horse that was, the vet said, not written off as such, but said he'd never work again.
I love that
And
you
it
put
was
that.
from using these products, and
Yeah.
I do honestly say it's from using these products.
I would
that's
say
helped.
your vibration as well, your connection with
Oh yeah,
the
I'm an
horse.
animal communicator as well,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
does help, because I could understand where he was going, and I've used it on different horses that have had difficulties, or horses that are coming to their end of their life, supporting them to go over.
Yeah. Oh, what
But
a gift.
that came about through the name of my business, Faiths.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Faiths was originated from my rescue German Shepherds. And I had a German Shepherd come in, ex-breeding bitch, not very old. She was going to be, but didn't think she was going to make it.
Oh.
Anyway, kept her. Whenever I've done a show or anything with the Orosoma, it comes home, it's all cleansed off with Serapis Bay, so it gets rid of all the energies from the shows, everything, put away in boxes so it doesn't energise the whole of the house all the time. She used to pick up the bottles and run off and put them in a bed. This is when she was getting better. And I worked out through what I do that she was missing things, colour, because we are all energy, we are all colour.
Yeah.
So by using the Pomandas, the quintessences on her, I'd Faith 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a testimony.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, is there anywhere where people can get in contact with you if they want to experience your products and your services?
So I've got a telephone number on there, which is 01952 825 656. I'm on Facebook, Faiths, okay? Or just contact the organiser of the show, and she'll pass my details on to you, and you can contact me, and I travel all over doing whatever is needed.
Doing this work. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. So, what a brilliant testimony there.
Thank
so you
you.
take care, have a blessed day.
I will, thank you very much.
you.
Thank you.
Today I'm going to talk on the subject of out-of-body experiences, and my out-of-body experiences in particular, and hopefully give you a little bit more of an understanding about what happens after we transition, some of the environments that we can experience, because I don't think religion or science have done a very good job of that for us. So, but just keeping in mind, these are my personal experiences. So I will be experiencing reality in my own personal subjective ways. All right, so nothing definitive here. Okay, so my journey began when I was 5 years old, and I had a near-death experience at that age. And soon after that, I started naturally having out-of-body experiences and lucid dreams. And it was very confusing because I didn't have the language for it that I have now. I didn't have the understanding that I have now. For example, I didn't even have the labels like out-of-body experience, astral projection, the afterlife. Didn't have any of those labels. And any books on the subject were certainly not very popular, and you wouldn't just be able to walk in any library and put your hand on one. So if you can imagine, for a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, these would have been very difficult moments to understand. And if your parents didn't have any of this understanding, then that just makes it even more confusing. So when I started having these experiences, at first, I guess the child's mind would have been conditioned by, the adults, and it's just a dream. We hear that a lot. It's just a dream, or it's just an imaginary friend. And I think that's okay to a point. I found that even with my awareness of multidimensional reality, sometimes my own children were soothed just by saying it was just a bad dream, because maybe it wasn't appropriate at that time to talk about sleep paralysis as an example, and some of the ways where we get these terrifying hallucinations that can sometimes come along with the sleep paralysis. So just to help them understand, I can understand the soothing part of it, but there does come a time when we must, if we are aware ourselves, offer greater support, because at some point in the future, it will serve them, just like I hope to serve you today. So it wasn't until the point where I remember one specific experience where my father was a very angry man, and in some cases quite violent. So he would be a very difficult character to approach on the best of days. And I recall this one particular out-of-body experience, and I'm going to label that now as an out-of-body experience. Then I didn't have that label. So if you want to come and sit down, you're welcome to just anytime. So I woke up and I got out of bed and I was walking around the house, and I suddenly heard my father shouting very loudly, and I knew it was late at night. And I looked out the window and I saw him out in the garden shouting at the top of his lungs, very angry. And I thought, oh boy, he drank a lot as well. I thought I better go and get Mom. And I walked into my mom and dad's bedroom, and there were two figures sleeping in the bed. And I was like, what's going on here? And the figures in bed were my mom and dad. And that's when things started to get really confusing. So in my mind, I had to find a way to separate what was going on. So I labeled waking reality as wakey house. And I labeled the other experiences as sleepy house. Because I always seemed to have these journeys where I would come back, come back into my body, where it felt like I was on a roller coaster, and I had these strong sensations, which I now know are, sort of chakras. And I would have certain chakras start to activate. I was coming back towards my body. And I didn't have that frame of reference as a child, but some of the things I explained that from those early days, I have to frame in the way I saw it as a child. So I had wakey house and sleepy house. And that didn't mean it still wasn't confusing, because even as an adult, we can have what we call false awakenings. And this is where, let's say your alarm goes off, and you wake up, you get up out of bed, and you start going about your normal routine. Let's say part of the normal routine is going to the breakfast table, making yourself some cereal, and then maybe a shower, or you do it the other way around. So let's say you're in the shower, and suddenly you notice the bathroom tiles are a different color and a different design altogether. Like, oh my God, am I dreaming? And then boom, you wake up for real. All right? And then sometimes you wake up and you're like, wow, that was just a dream. That was amazing. It was so real. Almost seemed more real than waking life. And so you get up and you start getting on with your routine with maybe this in the back of your mind. And then you see a cat walk across your path in the hallway. And you're like, I don't have a cat. Am I still dreaming? False awakening number 2. So even as an adult, this can be really intensely confusing when you have these kind of experiences. So if you can imagine now children when they're having these kind of experiences, and I promise you, this is a lot of children that are having these kind of experiences, like even bedwetting. If you can have a false awakening that is so incredibly real, where everything even seems physical, can you imagine for a child waking up in the night, feeling the urge to urinate, they go to the toilet, they're standing in front of the toilet, or they're sitting on the toilet, and they have the release and they pee. And then they wake up with their bed wet around them. Does that make sense? That's how realistic these experiences can be. So it's incredibly confusing. So whenever I hear stories from parents about things like bedwetting or night terrors, various things, I'm within myself, I'm pretty certain of what's going on. I can sit and listen to people tell me about their dreams and I can tell the difference between an unconscious out-of-body experience and the bubble of a dream, if you like. And then we mix into this lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is where you become aware that you are dreaming. You are now fully conscious, as we are right now, in the dream state. And that can take on a high definition quality in that moment that you become fully conscious and lucid in the dream that can supersede the quality of this. This can seem like low definition, and the dream, when you become fully lucid, will become high definition quality. And that's what reality on these other dimensions can be like too. It can almost be like, this is why you get a lot of people who have a near-death experience. They have some tragic experience, maybe a road accident, they're now hovering, standing next to their body, maybe a little bit of confusion, but they understand what's going on. And then maybe there's some emanation of light. They walk towards the light, they're in the light for a little while, and then they're instructed that it's time to go back. They don't want to go back. It's not that they don't have loved ones that they will miss, but they realize this, in a sense, is a shared dream, a type of shared hallucination in the mind of God, whatever you'd like to call it. But it is not who and what we really are. To me, this is a high-level school, like a PhD quality school for souls. That's how I view it now. But this has taken me quite a while to get to this sort of framing. And that doesn't take away from, in any way, shape, or form, the value of our everyday experiences, because that is part of, our education on this dimensional level. And I was saying to my friend Lisa here just yesterday, we were having some very deep conversations around this stuff. I think when we talk about the amnesia, the spiritual amnesia that we tend to get when we're here on the earth plane, some souls, before they come into the body, before they incarnate here, they relish the opportunity to come into these bodies and have their memory, in a sense, wiped, and then to grow through that amnesia and remember once again their true heritage. A lot of us relish this opportunity. So, you're not alone if you have this longing for something beyond this realm, but that's always there. Those environments are always there. To wake up within this world and start to remember is a gift. And there's a time and a place for it. Like when we're younger, we might have experiences that we can't quite put our finger on. And there's a time and place for that, but there's a time and place for also being fully in this world. Being fully in this world to fully, get the lessons and the opportunity to grow and evolve through this slowed down form of spiritual matter. So I feel blessed to have had the experiences that I've had throughout my life so that I can now bring comfort to others and hopefully more conscious awareness in their everyday life and more appreciation for their everyday life. Because there is nothing insignificant about this earth plane. There's so much to gain by being here. So I hope that will come across in the experiences that I share today. So I had these experiences as a child, and they took place up to around age 12, when they started to sort of just shut down. And I guess that was probably important because I noticed that my social engagement with other children at school, with my peers, was not what it could have been and perhaps should have been for a growing boy. So I was very awkward. I was very much insular. I would daydream all the chances I got. It seemed like I was in a constant daydream. So constantly in the of theta. And this, of course, brought about situations of bullying because, I've been called Space Cadet. I would choose to sit with my own company at the end of the playground during lunch, and it was not that, it wasn't that I didn't want to connect, because I think this is the natural state for human beings, is to connect. And we're hardwired for connection, I think. But when you feel so out of place, when you feel almost out of time, like this isn't my time period, I should have been born maybe, 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, we might get this sense that we're alone when in reality we're really not. There's even the kids that seem to have it all together, the kids that are, that become the prom queens and kings, and the quarterback of the football team, the popular kids. They haven't got it all together either. And I think we know that now, but when we're at that age, it just seems like through our lens of awkwardness and frustration of, our own inner struggles, that it may seem that way, that everybody else has it together. And especially that's why I think it's dangerous to compare our lives against other people's lives. So, age 12, this stuff started to shut down, but it doesn't mean that I didn't still feel connected to the experiences and the beings that I was connected to from a young age, what we would call spirit guides. I would call, my soul family and my equals, to be honest, because in my experiences of having these adventures beyond the body, I have come to realize that my higher self, is made up of a collection of all of who I am. And all of that is exploring multidimensional reality simultaneously. To them, this experience has already been played out. It is this time of this place, of time-space, or space-time, that makes us feel that we're moving from this point to that point. So, when I connect with what we call guides, to me, they are my soul family, they're my spirit family, they're my peers in that sense. I am an equal to them. It is just that I have fallen deep into that amnesia that is necessary to have certain experiences of this particular realm. It is not always going to be that case. Not every lifetime will be like that. But certainly those intermediate lives, those first lives that we have here, I think is very important for us to fall asleep to who and what we are, so that we can grow very strongly through this earth field. So it was then, I think it was age 14, I was a Boy Scout. And I was still, like I said, feeling very connected to things. I loved science fiction. I would always skywatch in my spare time at nights, reading books outside, especially around meteor shower times. I just loved seeing objects in the sky that, I could sense were not just planes or satellites. And so I joined the Boy Scouts, and I remember one evening, our Boy Scout club took place at a church, a local church, and it usually started at around 7 o'clock at night and probably go to about 8:30. And I remember on this one occasion, you're more than welcome to come and sit over here.
Didn't want to interrupt.
Much more comfortable over here.
Keep it to here.
There you go. And me and the other Boy Scouts, me and the other boys, we would always try to arrive a little bit earlier than the Scoutmasters because we wanted to play hide and seek and other games. We loved the structure when they arrived and what was offered, but we loved that interaction as boys, can only do without the supervision of adults. So we'd play hide and seek, and I remember on this one night we were playing hide and seek, and I was hiding on this one occasion. I could see the seeker was well away from home base, so I thought I'm legging it towards home base. And home base was the top of the steps of the church. So I was running fast, and nobody was around, but I was still legging it. And I jumped up on the steps, and I jumped up, and I thought I cleared the other one, and I tripped so hard, I didn't even have time to bring my hands up. And my forehead was the first thing that hit, and it hit hard. And I remember lying there, I don't know how long I lied there, but eventually I sat back up and still, there was nobody really around. So I don't know if I was unconscious for very long, but I sat up and started getting tunnel vision. So my vision came to a really small point, and I got up, and then the other boys were suddenly around, the Scoutmasters were arriving, they unlocked the building, and I made my way inside with this pinpoint of reality, and it was like, I should have told somebody, but I didn't. and went through the entire scout meeting. Luckily on this occasion it was more, we were discussing, it was more discussion than it was doing on that occasion, and I was very grateful for that. But I still should have told an adult that I'd hurt myself like that. My mom eventually came to pick me up, got in the van, we went home, got into bed, and my head was throbbing. And again, I'd still not told anybody. I don't know why. And I fell asleep, and it was probably the very early hours of the night. I woke up, and I was standing away from my body. So this was the first experience that I now had in 2 years of this type. I was looking at my body, and I could see energies around my body which were different from things I'd noticed before. Like we might talk about our aura as an example. And for me, the aura is like just a layer of that energy body. We might call it the etheric body. But I find that all of these various parts of us are neatly nested in and around the physical body, not on the same dimension, but occupying the same space. But that wasn't the energies I was witnessing. And then suddenly there was this man standing next to me. And I'd met him before. I'd met him at least twice before in my earlier out-of-body experiences, especially the near-death experience that took place. That's where I met him first. I was 5 years old at that time. So I was reassured by his presence. And he said to me, "You took quite a tumble earlier." And he said, "The energies that you're noticing around your physical body are other helpers, and they're doing some repair because you took quite a tumble." And he said, "So we're in a sense fixing stuff." And in that moment he said that, my mind went to my physical vision, for my physical eyes, because in class at school I always had to sit near the front because my vision was quite poor. And I just was thinking this in my mind, oh, I wonder if they can fix my vision. And in the out-of-body state, the standard channel of communication is imagery, it's telepathic. And this man next to me, who was not physical, he was from these other non-physical realms, he must have picked up what I was thinking in my mind about, oh, maybe they can fix my physical vision while they're doing this other work. And he kind of chuckled and he said, "That's actually different. Your vision is," and he did not use the word karmic, but that's what I now sense is what he meant. He said, "This is based on other experience that must be worked on in other ways." So he was basically saying they couldn't take it upon themselves to heal something that I myself must work through. So the sort of karmic stuff. And I found that was really fascinating, even as a 14-year-old.
We are with Georgina from Into Your Intuition. Hi, Georgina, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, it's lovely to meet you, and thank you for the wand.
You're very welcome.
With a swish and a flick. So, tell us what you're doing, Georgina, today. What are you here? What do you have on your stall?
Well, I have tailored spell bags.
Yeah?
For very specific people that I'm expecting to arrive today.
Right, okay.
Each one's got a psychic reading in.
Right.
House talismans.
And you don't know these people that are coming for them, they're just going to come and that's meant for them?
Yeah.
Fabulous, brilliant. How did you get into doing this? So what's your background?
Well, my psychic background is my family line. So my aunt was quite a well-known Cheshire mystic.
Okay, yeah.
So I was trained at a very young age. Yeah.
So this is something that you've done for a few years?
Oh no, I've been involved in psychic stuff since I was about 11.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So not many, so what, 5-10 years then?
A bit longer than that.
Yeah. Flattery gets me everywhere. Yeah. So tell me a bit more about your own spiritual path and how you've come to where you are today.
I suppose, like many people in this culture we're living in, I rejected my abilities and who I was for a long time because everything in my surrounding kind of said that it wasn't
Yes.
worthy.
Yeah.
So I kind of I trained when I was very young. I always had very interesting experiences from being a young child, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's psychics on all sides of my family. So in one breath, it was very normalised in my family. But then obviously you go into the wider world and you suddenly realise that the things you're experiencing, a lot of people don't experience. And then you're like, oh wow, what's wrong with me? Because you're just different, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. What's your favourite? So tell me about, what's your favourite thing? What's your favourite thing on your stall today?
My favourite thing on my stall today is a shamanic tablet that I made for ceremonies with African blue sapphire.
What sort of ceremonies?
I don't know. It was just, I know it's for a man, and I just know it's for a shaman, and it's so zingy, like when you put your hands around it, it's got pow-chow.
So what would you use it for?
Probably spirit questing.
Okay.
Astral projecting.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fab. Okay.
So my spell tree is my favourite.
Yes, yeah. And then we've got some Reiki Keiki.
Reiki Keiki, yes. Reiki Keiki. So my friend's a very, very amazing baker. So we've got that lovely baked Reiki cakes. Gluten-free, vegan and...
Good.
Normal.
Fab. So, where can people find you? Are you available on Facebook or...?
No, I'm nowhere. I pop up when I feel like it.
Right. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
You can't find me unless you're meant to find me.
So if you are meant to find Georgina, you will find her. Last question, then. Can you tell me something that you are grateful for today?
Oh, well, I'm really grateful today that a Reiki master gave me some information and some advice, and that was really beautiful. And like I said before, I'm really grateful for Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
Check them out.
What's the latest lesson that what's the latest thing that you've learned from Abraham Hicks?
I think just chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out more, yeah.
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Thank you. Lovely. And I'm grateful for my wand, Glenn.
That was meant for kids, but
I am.
I admire your inner child wanting it.
They've got to come out, haven't they? Thank you.
I want to ask you, who are you? Who is you? Are you a label? Or are you Christ consciousness? Are you the planets? Are you the stars? Are you the actual universe? Every time we get up in the morning, we create our own day. We even created the night before. We play out this day, and we're like actors in our life. We're actors in this illusion. Okay? And we start then attracting labels to this illusion. But when we start getting these labels, we don't know how to release them. That's the trouble. Okay? As you can see, I can see you looking at that. That's where I first started from. So that's an introduction to what we're going to talk about. But this is where I first started from. I was a trucker. From being a trucker, I used to stop out late out at night all week, what we call a tramper. And I used to look at YouTube all the time. And I was watching films and things like that, and I thought, right, I'm getting bored of film now, what can I watch now? Then healing started to come in. Did like quantum touch, pranic healing, star magic, these sort of types of healing. And I thought, oh, this is quite interesting, you know, I'm going to enjoy this. I've got all night to myself, I might as well try and learn some of this. Then I started looking in the background to see how much I could actually learn about it, and it's going to cost me quite a lot of money, about $2 grand, $3 grand. I'm going to be in a truck driving into that sort of money, so I thought, okay, what can I do now then? But something in my mind says, you already know this. I went, okay, really? How do I know this? She said, it's all inside you. It's already been programmed inside you to use the energies what are around you. I went, okay. So I started messing around with. And as a truck driver, when we're driving along, we wave to people. I was getting a lot of waves. I was getting a hell of a lot of waves. Because what I was doing, I was feeling the energy around me. So when I was driving the lorry, I'm like, it's feeling the energies in my cab. Feeling which is hard, which is soft. So that's what we're going to do with you guys today. I want you to feel the energy, what's around you. We're in contact with energies over and over and over again. We are what we call a walking Velcro. We walk past somebody don't feel too good, you're picking that energy, you're taking it home, then you'll be sitting with it, then you'll be wondering to yourself, why do I feel so crap? And at the end of the day, really why you feel so bad is that you've took that energy back home with you. You've taken someone else's energy with you. Now, energy is a frequency. It's just like a thought, is like a vapor. If you look at a thought, you can't see it. But if you look at a kettle, when you're boiling a kettle full of water, it's like a vapor that comes out. You actually see that. That's your thought process. Then once it starts calming down and cooling down, it then turns into a liquid. That is now your body, because your body is full of water. So all that information, what you're picking up during the day, is going internal, not external, internal. So you're picking up that frequency, you're picking up what anybody's passing on to you. Then the water then turns stagnant, if not cleared out. So that then can turn into an illness. It can turn into a tumour, cancer, whatever you want to say, it can turn into it. Then we think, oh, I feel sick. I've got to now go to the doctors. That's what happened to me. I started smoking cigarettes, I started drinking, and I started smoking the most cheapest cigarettes you could ever buy. Okay? And when we're doing that, it made me very, very sick. I went to the doctors, they gave me a CPAP machine for me to help me breathe, put me on medications, and plus put me on inhalers to help me breathe as well. With me being so sick, I couldn't climb in and out of my truck very well. So I thought, okay, now what do I do? I'm messing around with this energy in the truck all the time. I'm seeing people, I'm doing all these tricks about energy on people all the time. But the bottom line is, do I really believe it? Do I know that it can work for me? Now, this was the biggest step of my life. I had to go from the medical profession straight into the holistic realm to find out if somebody can help me, get me well. Well, I went to do some training with this fella called Jerry Sargent from Star Magic. This picture here, what changed my life. I did the training at Star Magic, and they said to me, there's something wrong with you and we need to work on you. I said, what do you mean something wrong with me? They said, you've got implants on you. We had to sign the declaration when we first started there. So when we started doing the declaration, I signed it. They said, we need to work on you. I went, okay. I had a cage, what was wrapped around me. I had booby traps within my etheric body. So if anybody didn't know what they was doing, they could easily start off an heart attack, and I'd be gone. Okay? What you got to realise is, you are energy. You are not this suit what you walk around in. This suit is like a car. You're using it for the time being, and when you don't want the car no more, you change your car. Okay? This body, when your soul has decided to finish with this body, that's it. The body's left behind, your soul goes back home again, and it has to wait for another time for it to come back down to the earth plane again to see what else it can learn. He put me on the floor, he took all these implants out of me. I had a device on my head right there. Okay? The device on my head was a form of control for many thousands of years ago, apparently. And they didn't know how to get it off. They had to use the imagination, because the imagination is your reality. So by using your imagination, you can create anything, you can achieve anything, you can be anything, you can go anywhere in the world with your imagination. So what they had to do, they had to think of a syrup. They made a syrup and they put it onto my forehead. I felt then like something was there, like melting away on my forehead, and I was on the floor. And then my head went back, my body started shaking, my mouth went open, and a blood curdling scream like an entity just came out of my mouth, for Pete's sake. And I was totally exhausted by the end of that. I drank 3 bottles of water. That's how much I was really tired out. That happened. But while that was happening, I felt something still watching me. Something still wanted the control over me. But believe you me, if an entity or another force from another dimension wants to control you, they will not give up. They will try and get you back on their side again. I looked out the window. I didn't see what I thought I could feel. But behind these trees at Eton Manor in Shropshire, there it felt like there's a spaceship there. Now that spaceship had some form of control over me, and it took ages for it to leave me alone. It took me months after that. This picture, we had a cacao ceremony. With that cacao ceremony, we had to do a lot of breath work, we had to do a lot of chanting, and it got to the angelic realm. The vibration went that high, we thought we could hear some singing. And we thought of the girls on this side here, we thought that they were singing on the other side of the room. It went from 1, 2 to 5, and to a great big old choral. Okay? They checked the sound system even. The sound system was off, everything was absolutely fine. They took a photo of the thing, and this is what came out. All up here are angels. All these here are orbs. The light of fire there, that's energy, what's actually coming from a pyramid, a copper pyramid with all lights in it or crystals in it, what have been charged through the week. But the most significant thing was this light here. This light came from shining from here, and it goes straight into my chest. My life changed that day. It really, really changed. COVID hit. The chap I was doing the training with, he wanted me to go around the country and help him, but we couldn't because COVID hit. So I thought, now what do I do? Now what do I do with this, what I've been taught? A voice from nowhere, when I was sleeping, says to me, stop using modalities. In other words, stop using like pranic healing, stop using quantum touch, stop using star magic. So if you're going to start healing, you've got to believe in me. So that's basically strip myself naked and believe the consciousness of Christ consciousness. And that's who we are. We are not what you think we are. We are a hologram, we've got planets in us, we've got star constellations in us. And now, I'm going to want you to feel the energy of what's around you. I want you to rub your hands together. Now, just hold your hands out like that. Feel the energy vibrating around your hands. And now just move it around. And feel the different densities of the air around you. Can you feel it? Feel it, it's like a sponge. Don't think with your mind, go within. Can you feel it? Yeah? If you can feel that, believe it or not, you can feel your thoughts. Because everybody thinks that the thoughts that are inside our heads. Our first organ to be created is our hearts. And it's our hearts what created our brain for us to think that we can move our arms about. Yeah? Think about it. Your brain is right here, not here. Your thoughts come from your heart, not from your brain. Okay? Does that make sense to you? Good. Now, think of a thought, what you don't like. Now, put your hands outside. Now, try and feel where it is. Can you feel it? It's going to have a different vibration to it. Can you feel it? It's a vibration. You can feel it. Yeah? Close your eyes. Go within. Stop trying to be what you're not. Be what you truly are. Can you feel the difference? Good. Now clap your hands. Now go back to it. You find out it's gone. Find out it's gone? Find out it's gone? Yeah. That's how unique you actually are, guys. You are frequency, you are vibration, you are light, and you are information. That's who you truly are. Now I want you now to just put your hands in front of you like this. Now feel the energy between your hands. And look between, in your mind's eye, between your hands. And as you do, as you breathe, your hands will go wider and wider with each breath. Just let your breath now push your hands apart. That's it. Every breath is just going to, when you breathe out, it's going to start pushing your hands even wider. Feel that energy pulse being pushed, you're being pushed out even further. And you feel it solid enough. I want you now to place it in front of you. Like you're putting it down onto the floor. Now I want you to stand up and stand into it. Now step into it. Now close your eyes now feel the vibration what you're now in. It's like you're bathing in your own consciousness. You're bathing in who you truly really are. There's no labels there. There's nobody there trying to tell you what to do. Nobody trying to judge you. All you're bathing in is pure love and pure essence of the universe. Now open your eyes. does that feel? Feel good? These are the sort of things what you can do at home. When you feel that you life is getting you down. Start using some of these exercises to find out who you are. And as we come to this is you. You are the hologram. And I'm going to prove it to you now. So close your eyes for me again. Now, just imagine seeing yourself in front of yourself as a hologram. Look within that hologram. Look from the top of the head right to your toes. Is there any negative energy there? Does it feel stagnant? Is there any energy there what feels stagnant? If there is, just imagine yourself putting your hands into it and start pulling that energy out. Because your imagination is the one what's going to heal you. How does that feel? What are you pulling out? What can you see? This is you working on yourself. This is you when you've got aches and pains you can actually work on. If you've got an aching knee, you can actually bring your own hologram up and start feeling your own knee.
I'm with Andrew from Frequency 101. Andrew, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
That was a fantastic talk. I really loved your approach, really down to earth, and I love the way that you interacted with everybody within the session there. And I tried to get involved best way I could behind the camera.
I can see you, yes.
It was brilliant. I love the way that you really get people, like say, involved. And I love your backstory there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how did you make that transition, literally from, trucker to healer?
Well, through illness, really.
Okay.
I think with me being sick, like I went through the doctors, through the medical part of it, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. And I thought, well, if I mess around with these energies, and I've seen people, their lives change on YouTube and everything, and all these other channels, why can't it work for me?
Yeah.
So I basically just threw myself under the bus, basically, and saying, right, you're either going to be able to heal me, but it got to a stage where my sister was quite upset. She thought I was that ill. I wasn't going to make it through the year.
Wow.
So I had to make something very, very drastic, really, to trust in somebody else who knows about the energies and about the healing.
Yeah.
The most funny thing was the chap I went to, he kept on showing himself up on YouTube all the time, but I kept on pushing him away, watching him, pushing away, watching. Then it's like in a horror film, and you get to that stage where in a horror film where you're like, I don't want to watch it yet. I do want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
It's being pulled towards it.
And it's exactly how it was with Jerry Sargent, and he helped me a great deal. He changed my life really.
Well, I'm glad he did, because we wouldn't have been able to experience that amazing talk you just did there. I love the way that you opened yourself up bare to everybody in this room. Mm-hmm. And I love that the picture that you showed and your description of the angelic beings coming into that cacao ceremony. Can you go into a little bit more depth with that for us?
It was in pitch blackness.
Yeah.
Okay. And we basically had to do like a fire breath.
Okay.
Like really fast fire breathing all the time. Then we had to hold our breath for a certain time. Then we had to let go, then breathe completely out and hold our breath some more. That time, I'd have found it really difficult to do. But of course, he took the caging off me and took the implants off me.
Yeah.
I found it a lot easier to do. So I was very lucky, really, that the cacao ceremony was after that. Because I had so much energy then, I knew I wasn't what the doctor was saying I was.
Yeah.
And that really came to fruition. But when we heard the voices, it was amazing. You can't put it in words what you feel. When you hear the angelic realm, you got to that vibration to hear actual voices.
That's amazing.
You know, it's that picture, that experience, I will be taking back home to me when I go back to the consciousness.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
But to get that sort of interaction with the angelic realm, I mean, everything that goes on behind the scenes energetically, you're looking at everybody in attendance, their frequency, the location as well, even such as the cacao that was brought into that, all would have had to been correct for that phenomenon to occur.
Definitely,
so
definitely.
It's a miracle, isn't it, really, that you went through that. I was interested, however, how you was talking about the alien species there, and they played a role in this attachment.
Yeah.
So could you talk us through a little bit about that?
I didn't realise that I had this cage around me. I didn't even realise that I had booby traps on my etheric body, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I just thought I had just a breathing, something wrong with my breathing. It took me a long time to get my head around it, trust me, when someone is saying, you know, we've got to work on you, you got implants on you and everything else.
Yeah.
You're like thinking, are they really with it, like, you know, or are they a bit, you know, but it took a while. But when he started working on my back, releasing the cage, you could feel the actual release of my chest opening up. And when he dropped me onto the floor for the universe to work on me more, then he got more of his people to work on me, taking other devices off me, especially the device what was on my forehead. Soon that removed, I had no control about my head going back and doing a blood-curdling scream. I had no control of it whatsoever.
That releasement of that entity.
Release, it's unbelievable.
So maybe on some level, like you were saying in your talk there, you came in with all these codes, all these frequencies, but maybe society has kind of bunged all that up.
Yeah.
Now you've had all those attachments removed. Maybe those, shall we say, alien forces knew all of this. They didn't want you to succeed, so they was keeping your vibration down because they know what an impact you'd have on society. A good impact, you know.
It's weird, really, when you're talking about it that way, because for an alien force to have that much fear, to let you be free, and that shows how powerful we are as God's consciousness, doesn't it?
Definitely.
You know, it's not something what we take for granted. You can't take it for granted. I had to basically strip myself bare to where I am now. And it's been given to me. And it's been given me to work for the highest, greatest of good for people.
Yeah.
And it can also be taken away from me.
That's it, isn't it? Showing that gratitude daily.
That gratitude daily. I'm in meditation daily. I do breath work daily. I'm in tears daily.
That's amazing. Yeah, with that level of gratitude.
Yeah, with that level of gratitude. Yeah. Even now talking to you, you can tell.
I can feel it and see it as well. You know, bless you. Well, Andrew, it's been a pleasure to meet you. Is there anywhere where people can find you on the internet or contact you? Have you got websites?
Yeah, I've got a website. Would
you like to tell everybody? Yeah.
It's www.andrewfrequency101.com, or if you go on Google, you can put andrewharby.com and you'll find me on there. My email address is andrew@andrewfrequency frequency101.com.
Thank you, Andrew. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
No,
Have a great day.
Meeting you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, my friend, I just want you to just close your eyes for me. Now close your eyes. I'm going to close mine. There's no touch involved. So just get yourself relaxed. Get your arms relaxed. Don't put your fingers in together. Just leave it the way it is. I'm going to close my eyes now. I'm going to come into consciousness with you.
Blocks were removed.
Okay. What sort of blocks? Do you mind sharing?
Do you know, it was, and I know there's stuff going on, but it was like I'd got, because I saw them, a screen there, a screen here, a screen there, a screen behind, and they were moved out of the way. And then they were gone, and I could breathe. And I felt that I was literally filling the chair, like I was wedged in the chair. It became that big, became expanded.
Expansion.
Like wide and tall and down. Those barriers, screens, I think they were clearly looked like I would recognise what they are, but they were like screens.
Was the blocks what you was putting up for yourself?
I think it was barriers.
So like the universal
It's barriers that
that
I live with all the time.
Okay.
Like a barrier of control and the need to control for myself. The barrier of judgment and what people those. And I know that's what they're my barriers. They are my barriers.
Did they subside?
They moved. They've gone.
So the universe took that away for you?
Yeah.
What else did you see? What else did you feel?
Here. Sensation there. And then a sensation there. And then hands on my shoulders. And then hands on my knees and my legs. It was clearly...
That's my certainty coming out to help.
Yeah. There was clearly many hands going off at once as well. That's profound. That's amazing. I feel amazing. I feel like I can't believe you brought me back.
Always go back to the source.
You can always go back to the source, mate. Yeah. You can always go back to it. But can you see through just you closing your eyes and me closing my eyes? I didn't even touch it. I didn't even have to touch it.
No.
It's like the Christ consciousness was coming through me. My guides or my workforce coming through me.
Yeah.
I could feel
your etheric body here.
Right.
With me at the same time. But that was just something else.
Good afternoon, I'm with Stephanie J. King. Would you like to tell me about your business and what you do, please?
Okay, well, my name is Stephanie. I had my awakening about 35 years ago. I went to bed just like everybody else, didn't know it was going to happen, and then one night I had this incredible awakening that completely changed my life.
Okay.
So here I am, all these years forward. I go up and down the country helping people be more than they know that they are.
Okay.
I've channeled books that act as a telephone link between upstairs and the reader. So people come to these events up and down the country for healing and reading, and that's lovely because it makes them feel good. But the truth is, when we get back home, life is exactly where we left it.
Yeah.
And that's where we're making choices and decisions. That's where we need the help ongoing. We're rubbish at helping ourselves, but we're very good at helping other people.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we quite often feel alone. But the journey of the soul is never alone. Our angel is always with us, the God source, the universe is always with us. And we're part of the process of life as it's trying to stabilise, awaken us and birth heaven on earth.
Absolutely, I agree with you there. Yeah. I've just bought a book on Jesus, actually.
Well, until then, until we begin to realise it's us against the world, and we believe our drama, we believe our beliefs, we believe the things we've been taught to believe, and it's the blind leading the blind. And because we birth with amnesia, the very first thing we have to do is learn what it means to be alive here in this time frame on Earth. There's no point us remembering we built cartwheels in Roman times.
No,
there's no carts to build wheels for. So we have to birth into this life, but then we also recreate the karma that we came here to recreate. Now, people think karma brings you down and it's a punishment. Well, actually, karma is something we set for ourselves to punch through, to get our gifts and talents and strengths to move through, get the t-shirt, then reach back and help others. Because every time we birth, we actually come to make a difference to ourselves and to life, to awaken others as we all go. We birth heaven on earth.
Absolutely.
You know, life doesn't end here. This is just a chapter. No, it's not even a beginning, it's a chapter. You know, if we're internal, eternity stretches both ways. It means we've always existed, and it means we always will exist. We think of eternity just stretching in front of us, but it isn't. There's no new souls ever made. They all always existed, but not all souls have been here on earth before. And we can always recognise when there's a new soul because they're the people that are most excitable. Life is either the worst for them or the best for them. And, you know, we kind of sometimes get annoyed by them because we think that they're just too much. But actually life is too much for them. They're innocent souls, and it either scares them to death or they grab it by the horns. And a good one we know is actually Jeremy Clarkson. He's a new soul. You know, people think, oh, he's so stuck up and he's stuck in this and stuck in that. But he isn't. You know, everything really excites him, and he's like a child in a sweet shop, and that is a new soul. You know, adults that can't go to sleep because it's Christmas because they're so excited. They're new souls. You know, people mistake intercourse. Yes, it's supposed to be pleasure, but actually, at the time that we do that, we're supposed to be not only having the enjoyment for ourselves, but we're saying to a new soul, look, come and join us, we're ready. But people don't understand what they're doing. And a lot of people will have children to try and mend their relationships.
That's true.
Or they don't understand the repercussions of being a parent. You know, in the old days, it used to be that you fed your children clothes and put a roof over their head, and that was a good parent. And that's a step up from what it was like in the Victorian time. But now we're understanding that everything matters.
It does.
Everything matters.
Everybody's important.
And the thing is, our children are the best and worst of us at the point of our conception. So anything that we haven't overcome personally, karmically, at the point of their conception also becomes theirs.
Of course it does.
So we have to sort ourselves out.
And we have to constantly keep working on ourselves as well to grow.
Well, we do, because the thing is, people think about awakening, but awakening isn't just once. It's like the ripple of a pond. You get awakened. It's levels.
And some awakening is really good and some is really awful.
But again, it depends on what you chose for yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, and it also depends on how you process information. You know, the thing is, it's not us against life, it's us working with the life. If we're honest, then nature takes care of its own. But nobody ever told us we were part of that. And especially if you're a man, it's assumed that you have to build up a career, build up a family, build up a home, a social standing. It all falls on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But nobody said,
pressure, isn't it, on the man?
But nobody ever said, look, put the pressure down, work with life, it will work with you, and it will far supersede anything that you can imagine.
Sure.
And that's what life is waiting for. It's waiting for us to awaken.
So how do you help people with that then?
Well,
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so here's the thing. The books that I've channeled are like a lifeline. They help people on love, work, family, home, personal thoughts, feelings. They know exactly what's going on in their life, but they don't always know why, so the books always connect. I've written a book called Grave Doubts, which does well on Amazon, actually. It's written by somebody that did die. It was channeled. But while he was here, he didn't understand this. And the thing is, it wasn't until I wrote that book that I realised how many people actually are in shock when they pass over because they're actually still alive. Yeah. But then anger sets in, anger that they didn't know. because then they could have left this life in a better condition.
Yeah.
So that book, Grave Doubts, shows people just how close their loved ones are. And if you're grieving, even if you're stuck in narcotics or anything, that book will help you, because it will help you see the threads that run through your life. And the other books are, like I said, you use them like a telephone link. But I mean, I do one-to-one readings, I travel up and down the country.
How did you get into all of this then? How far back do you?
Well, I fell into it, like I said, one day I just had this awakening, but it was born from a need in myself where I knew I was broken again, but I knew I couldn't break because all my life would break and everything I cared about would fall apart.
Okay.
I'd wanted to be a good mum, but I could see things coming out in my children that I knew shouldn't be there, given their upbringing was so different to me.
Yeah.
But I also realised that we can all heal. And I didn't want to just be a healer like a plaster. I innocently said I wanted to be the best that I could be. I really wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, well, you're very passionate about what you do, that comes through.
Definitely. Yeah. But I also realised that God, source, the universe, has been waiting for us all this time to come back online. And that kind of made me sad. And I really felt that. So I said to God, look, I will be part of whatever you need me to be. I will be your voice. But I was innocent and I didn't know what I was asking.
Right.
And boy, have they used my work.
Okay.
And honestly, we've helped, I say, hundreds of thousands of people now not only come to terms with their life they're living, but begin to live their happiness now as they create a different masterpiece. And it takes all the hurt away, it takes everything away, but makes you so much more that you never even knew that you were. And life starts to work and it responds. And this is, you know, we've never lived in a time frame like this. Who would have thought the world would stop? Everything is upside down and crazy.
Yeah.
So this within me birthed at the right time to meet all of this, to help people as they transition.
Okay.
And there will be two sides. There'll be the side that doesn't wake up and they will continue the hard way, or there will be the three sides, one that will be open to the possibility, and then the other one that really wake up and really make a difference, because everything about us adds to our frequency.
Of course.
So what we create here, we take back with us, and that determines our next life. So all levels, everything, it really is interlinked.
Quite complex then.
Yeah. No, it's not. Life is very
No, I mean,
simple.
the healing that you're using is complex. You're using your books, your mediumship, your readings. Your mentoring. So that's complex. Yeah.
It is, but it's easy because I empower people immediately to understand. And as soon as that penny drops, then everything falls into place. And it's just magic. It's incredible.
Perfect. Well, where can people find you if they want to come and see you?
So I am up and down the country, but my webpage is www.stephaniejking.com. I am the soulpreneur. I work on levels of the soul. I'm the only one like me. I work directly with the divine and I help you strengthen and work on your connection, but also get your life back in order without really making any changes, just by understanding. And it's just so incredible. So incredible.
Well, thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you very much.
So my name's Dyhan. This is my event, so welcome. And I'm going to be sharing Darshan with you, which is a healing. But I'm also going to take you into a deep meditation and connect you with yourself on a deeper level. So if you'd like to join me in that. So what I need you to do is you put your feet on the floor, just make sure you're comfortable, warm, so I'm absolutely boiling. And just make yourself comfortable, cozy. My sister, I'm not ordering this in my personnel, this is my sister. And just relax your body. And then what I'd like to do is just closing your eyes and going within your own being. And I'm just going to guide you with my voice, so just listen to my voice. And I'm just going to hold the space for you to go into that deep space of meditation. I'd like you to start with breathing into your belly. And if you can, breathing in and out through your nose. And as you breathe in, taking your breath down into your belly, just imagine that as you breathe in, the oxygen is going into your belly. And as you breathe in, pushing your belly out. And when you breathe out, bringing your belly in. So you're taking your breath deeper into the body. It's going to help you relax. It's going to help you to get out of your mind in the best way possible. I'm also going to close my eyes now. I'm going to hold the space for you all. So breathing in and out through your nose, easily and gently. And taking the breath down into your belly. Allowing your shoulders to relax. Allowing your body to relax. Noticing your feet on the floor. And also noticing the space between your back and the chair. And with each breath, just relaxing more and more. Just allowing the body to settle, the breath to settle. And I like to begin to notice if there's a feeling in the body, a sensation in the body, maybe a contraction or expansion, or maybe something that you don't really know how to describe it. And what I'd like to do is imagine that you're breathing into that part of the body where that emotion is, or that sensation, or that feeling, or maybe it's even a little pain or discomfort or expansion, contraction. Just notice where it is in the body. Your body will call you to a specific area. And then what I want you to do is to breathe into that part. So imagine that when you're breathing in, you're now taking your breath to that part of your body.
May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free, may I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, happy, may I be free, May I be peaceful, may I be at ease. May I be happy, may I be free. May I be peaceful, may I be at ease. Are you okay? Are you at all? Yeah. Keep walking. That was a great start. I put the camera in the wrong place here because I showed all my song earlier. This is an old festival favourite, Mother I Feel You, Under My Feet. Here we go.
So we're just going to do a mantra now, a very famous mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, which means may all beings be happy. Okay? So Loka is like realms, so the different realms of existence, and Sukha means happiness. So may all beings be in bliss, be in happiness. That's the prayer. This is a Vedic language, Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is the language of the gods as well. It's an ancient language, the mother of all languages, so it's a blessing to recite it and to hear it, okay?
En vår positiva weekend har också lovande.
As I go speech in accent.
May all people live in perfect harmony. 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 Loka Samishta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samishta Sukhino Bhavantu.
This is a relatively new one where we have combined sounds of silence, called Silence Song, with the sound of the universe, which is the Omkar Guruji. So we've sort of added them to each other, so we hope you enjoy this.
So nobody's here to anybody in the room. Looks like these three. Hello darkness, I'm afraid I've come to talk with you again. Was your vision softly creeping? Left its seats while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains. Within the sound of silence, and restless dreams I walked alone down the streets of cobblestone. If the halo of a street lamp up to my calling to call the lamp, and my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. It slipped the night, cut the sound of silence. Make it loud, I saw 8,000 people in the room. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. 'Cause no one there. It's not the sound of silence. Who says how you do not know? Your silence like a cancer wound. In my words that I might teach you, in my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops there. They cool the words of silence. People bow and pray to the neon gods of day. And the sun flashed out its warning, and the messenger was forming. Said the words of the prophets are written on the subway halls, tenement halls. Found within the sound of Gurujionka, 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 Omka, Gurujionka, 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 Omka, Gurujionka, 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 Omka, Gurujionka, Gurujionka, Gurujionka. 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 We always do it, you have to over there.
And we now move into Albatross, Fleetwood Mac song. Tom was playing this one night and I thought I could just picture this albatross getting over the sea. And this is what we do through life, we learn to fly. flying away. We teach our children, hopefully, to learn to fly away. So this is albatross, our style.
We're probably chanting. Over here with the cameras, man.
With June and Tom, and you're from
Eternal Sea.
Of course you are indeed, and you've just done a set, haven't you?
We have, yeah. It's just surprisingly on the stage. We thought we were in the wee room up the stairs. But
so did we. We were waiting for you up the stairs, and you were down the stairs.
Yeah, we were down the stairs.
But we caught your set beautifully, and it sounded marvellous.
Oh, thank you. Glad it did.
So, did you enjoy it?
Well, yeah, loved
it.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
We just love playing music.
It was a nice vibe, and your voices blended really well together. And did you have some guest artists on there as well?
Yes, We
Yeah.
had John Watlake on guitar.
Okay.
We had Tom Shanty on tablas and darbukas and harmonium, and we had Sarah Jane Locke on percussion.
Brilliant. Yeah, it sounded awesome anyway. There was the right balance there. We could hear the vocals,
Oh, that's great.
the guitar, and you could hear all the percussion. Just the right volume.
Because we couldn't hear anything.
No, it was really, really spot on. So,
thank you.
You've combined there quite an unusual mix, haven't you? Can you explain about your music?
Yeah, but
Tom's a singer-songwriter, and we thought that he was sitting singing some songs one night, more conventional, modern songs, and mainly with anti-war.
You're right.
And I did a chanting one night, and then he did another song, and he says, "We'll try this with that," and then we just
like mix them together.
Mixed them together.
Yeah.
So
you're using mantras as well, aren't you?
Yes, mantras. Mantras and words from philosophers such as Rumi, or like the metta prayer, using some of the lines from that and creating a chant. So it's all very sacred as well. You know, so it
works really well, doesn't it?
So at first, I was a bit concerned that we were going to offend people by doing that.
By mixing it.
The first gig we did was at a festival, and it was in a Buddhist temple. But
oh, okay.
But everybody seemed to like it.
They liked it, yeah. I think because the intentions come through with the love and the music and the vibration, they can probably feel that.
Yeah. In fact, we've done this at retreats that we run at Spirit Horse and places like that, and you know, a lot of people end up crying, you know, with some of the songs, and it touches them.
Touches people's soul,
that's a healing process for them, and that's quite beautiful. So we honour that, and we're really blessed to be part of that for them as well.
It's really good. So how long have you been doing, well, first of all, from your musical background, were you always doing this, or is this just something you stumbled?
It's about a year
we've been doing Eternal Sea for about a year. Just over a year now.
Right, okay. I thought it was longer than that.
Year and a half or something now.
Probably a year and a half.
But Tom's been a singer-songwriter and doing that for a few decades.
I've played guitar all my life, I love singing songs and things.
And I've sort of been doing the healing and sound healing for about over 40 years.
I think you did say that to me when we were chatting before, but actually this is a fairly new thing
this
then
is
every year.
This is great, and you know, we just created another new song there, which was Sound of Silence with the Sound of the Universe, bringing in the Omkar Guruji mantra. So I thought that was really quite nice mixture. That was Tom came up with that. And
great. So what's your vision then? So you're musically minded and sound healing frequency. Where do you want to take this?
So we travel around Europe doing this.
So you're already doing it,
Yeah, we're both retired, so we're free and happy to go and do this. We do it for a lot of charities and a lot of charitable organisations. We do the vegan festivals. We do the Soul Medicine Festival, Conscious Tribal. So we do quite a lot of the festivals, Shrewsbury Folk Festival. So we do festivals. We also do our own gigs and sound baths.
We do a lot of sound baths.
How did you get into the festivals then?
Oh, I've been doing... Well, I used to run a festival many years ago, and then I know lots of people around the UK who do festivals. So
it was a perfect platform for you then, really.
Yeah, then I used to do just sort of sound workshops there, teaching people to use their own voice for healing or that. And so when Tom and I got together, I just contacted all my friends that run these and just said
what you were doing.
And they were like,
it's gone from there then, really.
And
that's
so
an amazing
we've been
story.
doing that, and it's just lovely. You know, it's just really nice.
Where are you going next? Where's your next gig or your next festival?
Well, the Vegan Festival, Manchester, coming up in a couple of weeks. And then the Vegan Festival in Leeds as well. So they'll be coming up in November. Both those dates are in November. Then we've got a sound bath the 26th of November for this group that we do in Renfrew in Scotland. Then we've got Fort Bellan coming up.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I was trying to explain to Glenn, but I couldn't remember all the details.
That's a fabulous event. This was started up as a sort of handpan get together for people, and it's just a whole bunch of musicians get together in this fort near Carnarvon. And it's really reasonable because the guy who owns it is, into music.
He loves his music.
So he just enough to cover the rent, and we just have this huge jamming session. And he's also set up a stage. All the fort's now little cottages, holiday cottages. and he set up a stage and stage room, everything beautiful, and people just go there and we do.
The jam session in the afternoon is quite fabulous.
Yeah.
You know, way above our standard of musicianship. You know, classical musicians jamming with jazz musicians, jamming with gypsy jazz
gypsy musicians, all sorts, and world-class musicians, some of them as well. So
that's going to be good for you then, isn't it?
It's great to hear them and just sit back and enjoy what they're doing, you know, and meet them as well. And some of them have been friends for years now, so we just catch up.
Them and it's like a social circle for you.
And if I used to have parties, they would come along, and so it's good fun.
The only thing I enjoy as much as playing music is actually listening to it.
Listening to it as well, so you get to have a rest and listen to other people singing and playing as well.
Yeah.
Great, so if people want to find you, have you got a website?
Yeah, it's www.eternalsea.co. Not .com or .co.uk, just .co.
.co, that's an unusual one.
Eternalsea.co.
Right.
We just started a YouTube channel not that long ago.
Okay.
We've got various songs that we played today up on it. Eternal Sea or Tom Grierson. You get it in the
right, and are you on Facebook as well?
Yeah, Eternal Sea on Facebook.
Eternal Sea, that's great. Then, well, a pleasure to meet you both. And
thank you.
I think everybody really enjoyed what you did there. It was a really nice vibe there.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll see you again. And if you'd like to be part of one of our episodes, then we can get in touch with you about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know.
All right, then. Nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, what a fantastic day. As you can see, he's filling his chops.
I said no, he's
and this one is as well.
I've had a flapjack.
Well, didn't somebody once say let them eat cake?
Well, you're certainly doing that.
Yeah, it's making up for it now.
This is a nice piece of Reiki Keiki.
Reiki Keiki.
From
Reiki Keiki.
Over
there.
Yeah. So we've had a good day, haven't we? It's been really interesting, gone fast.
It has, it's flown, hasn't it? And some of the talks and demonstrations we've been invited to go and attend have been fascinating. We've learned quite a lot actually today.
There's some different modalities as well, isn't there?
Yeah. The music on stage.
They were really good, weren't they?
That was fantastic.
Yeah, very down to earth couple as well.
We've been in 2 meditations upstairs as well.
We have.
They all look stoned.
Very good. And then Frequency 101.
Then you've just been there as well, haven't you?
That is on a whole new level. That was on. That has been a.
So
that was just on a whole new level.
Tell people a little bit about it.
So, I suppose it's almost like he holds the space and invites Christ consciousness in.
Yeah.
And I won't go into a lot of detail because I know that we're going to talk about it anyway, aren't we? But things visually. Things just being removed, blocks just being removed, and that sense of just
like
when
peace,
they were
isn't
moved, that sense of freedom, and I could breathe, and I felt expansion, and just hands. I can't explain it fully. It's just you have to experience that too.
Difficult to talk about it, isn't it, unless you're there.
But wow, just wow.
You're
really?
just coming back now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not back. I mean, this is soul
this is
food.
to ground you.
This is absolutely. Look at the carrot on there.
What's up, Dad?
This is absolutely absolute soul food today. But I feel
out of this world.
Yeah. What an absolute brilliant day today.
It has been.
Thank you.
Yeah. So. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we have been here. Like we say, the day's gone really quick for us. We probably stopped, 15, 20 minutes for dinner?
Not
and
long.
that was it. So we went in between the workshops and then we was interviewing people and we've met a new soul tribe, I'd like to describe it today with the amount of people we've met today. So
I think we met some lovely people.
We have.
And we've actually managed to get Stephanie J. King today.
We have, and
such
an in-depth conversation that you had.
She was channeling, so I had to interrupt to be able to get her to answer some questions, wasn't I, while she was channeling.
Very in-depth.
Faith, holistic step therapies, fantastic, lovely woman.
Yeah.
Crystal Well.
Yeah.
breath of fresh air. Just, here he is. Thank you. Come and say hello, come and say bye.
Hi guys.
Hello again.
Hello, how are you? We've had a great day today.
This is
Yeah, it's been good. We've just seen all
Thank
the
you.
new people that we've met. Lovely people.
That's great.
Just having some soul food now.
Good. So thank you very much, guys, for today. I've really enjoyed it, and you're top class.
Thank you. You are.
Thank you.
It's been
Love
a
you
pleasure.
all. I'll leave you alone.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
you.
See ya.
And I suppose on that note, then.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap it up.
So take care, everybody. Enjoy.
Until next time.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening and continuing to support the Full Circle podcast. Don't forget to find us on our official Facebook page. Until next time, have a good time all of the time.